Hey Saberland, just wanted to show you, finally got the last bit I needed, which was the charger adapter from Kit Fisto. Like asked, this is an MRLE Qui-Gon, so it's about as accurate as it's going to get. This is converted. I originally saw that MH had done one, and just loved it. I just had to have an accurate Qui-Gon. It's one of the coolest saber hilts I've ever seen. So I inquired to MH about getting one done, and he just didn't. He was so backed up with work, he didn't have time. I had the hilt, and I wanted to see. So I saw that Gilgamesh had posted that he was doing conversions on Tough Stuff. So I checked in to see if he could do this, and he said sure. So I sent it off. Sent it off to have converted, because I didn't have the lathe that was required to do it. Didn't have the tooling, so I would have done it myself otherwise. Just don't have the tooling for it right now. But that said, sent it off. It came back. When it came back originally, it had some issues with it. It had some scratches all the way down the sides from the shroud. There were some paint issues. When Steve did the boring for the neck, the heat transfer took off all the paint on the original, so he had to repaint the top half. But this part had paint issues all over the place. There were scratches. There's still some scratches that unfortunately weren't there when I sent it out, but they're there. They're there now. So like on the shroud right there, there's nothing can be done about that really, except for maybe polishing out the whole thing. But there you can see it's a limited edition. Master replicas. Let's see if I can get it to expose correctly. There we go. So he actually refinished the whole thing, because the neck actually wobbled around quite a bit. It was rebooting on itself, and there were some other minor problems like that that just weren't working out. So I had to send it back. A couple months later, I got it back, and here it is. So it still has some little finish issues, like the red buttons anodizing is scratched up a little bit. The paint, there's some dust specks under the paint. You have to look really close for it. I mean, if you're really anal like me, you'll notice these things. There's a little bit of runs in the paint. You can see that there on the ribs. There's a little bit of chicken skin on the back of the head right here. Probably where it laid on some kind of cloth before the enamel had cured. Little things like some Gorilla Glue up underneath the emitter hole. The body was bent when it came back the first time. Now it is perfectly straight, so that's good. The blade juked off to one side like a katana. So what he did was he rebored the neck, and it wasn't done with a lathe. He said his lathe was out of commission, and so he did it with a drill press, a 1-inch drill press. And apparently the drill press either had a bad bearing or something, as you can see with the blade mounted in and that set screw that he put on top. Set screw's right there. On one side it's close to the blade. On the other side there's a huge gap. So let me pause and I'll come right back. Okay guys, sorry I had to pause that. Had my son waking up. So anyway, yeah, so the neck has a little bit of, maybe not a little bit, but depending on your view, a gap around a blade. So there you can see that. So yeah, but otherwise, I mean, it looks really good. Here's a close-up of the paint, just to show you. I'm being super nitpicky and pointing that out. It looks actually very good overall. The scratches notwithstanding, everything is a really good job. Here are the switches. Put right there in the shroud. They're very flush, nice. tactile switches. The recharge port is here in the pommel. Let me see if I can just break this loose. Sorry guys. So I can show you. So this is the way the MR actually comes. This pommel's kind of threaded rod. There's a little recharge port right there. The speaker is actually underneath. Okay, so here underneath the ribs, the shroud, within this space there's a petite crouton with a power extender powering the Tri-Rebel green, green, white. But there's a rectangle speaker right under here. It rattled a bit when I got it back, so I took that out, and it was held in by some hot glue. So the hot glue actually made the speaker raise up, and it was just barely close. It was close enough to the switches under there that they rattled. It rattled just a bit. So what I did was I took that out, took out all the hot glue, and put some 3M VHB tape. So it's not going anywhere. That speaker is in there. And it does not rattle anymore. So overall, it is a very successful, nice conversion. Check it out. Wait, wrong button. The Tri-Rebel green, green, white is super bright. Really cool looking. Let me turn it off, and I made a custom boot for it. I really like the Vader's Vault and Saber Concepts Qui-Gon run. They're super accurate run, so I really like that boot, so I went ahead and made it for myself.
Always remember, your focus determines your reality.
So it's cool, the sound actually emanates from the pommel. I mean the hilt here. I also made a couple custom blaster sounds. So these are going to be the sounds that first, let's see, that's the stock Mad Cow. That is actually the first blaster block of the Phantom Menace where Qui-Gon deflects the blaster from the battle droid right back at him out of the elevator. There's another stock Mad Cow. And that is when, after meeting Jar Jar, Qui-Gon deflects the blaster bolt back at the battle droid piloting the Stap and knocks it out of the air. There it is again. So these are Qui-Gon's very specific sounds for the Fates font that Mad Cow made. Such a cool saber to hold. Very cool. You can see that flash and flash is pretty bright. Alright, I'm going to pause and I'm going to show you what it looks like in the dark. Okay guys, just wanted to show you what it looks like in the dark. This Tri-Rebel green, green, white is super bright. It's very awesome. And the Qui-Gon hilt is just one of those really beautiful things to hold. It's perfect. It's just nice and long. Slim. Just such an awesome saber. So here it is. Just lights up the whole room. The whole room's green.